Okay, the first thing I'm going to talk about today is a stance, all right? In concerns to running back, the things we're looking for is we want to be functional. We want to be in a comfortable stance. All right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place my feet directly underneath my hips. They should be no further than shoulder width apart, all right? So I don't want a big wide base. My feet are just directly underneath my hips, inside that power base that we always talk about. All right, so my feet are set, okay? It's critical that we always get at the proper alignment, the proper depth, okay? Because a good functional stance is going to set me up for good on-snap footwork. All right, so if I have a big wide base and then I go to step on snap, I want to be outside my base, and that's something we want to shy away from. So good, comfortable stance, feet directly underneath my hips, and this is going to allow me to have consistency on my on-snap footwork. Should be comfortable, just bend down, hands right here on the thigh board, eyes looking straight ahead, getting ready for the ball to be snapped. Next thing we want to talk about is ball security. The most important thing that we have ever coached, that we're going to teach you, is how to hold on to the football. All right, second to the quarterback, the running back's going to see the football the most on the football field. That's an awesome responsibility. All right, and by knowing that, there's obviously some things that we got to do to make sure that we're taking care of the football. Again, awesome responsibility, and this is how we're going to do it. Okay, the first thing is we're going to secure the top tip of the football. Okay, most guys like to split their fingers. All right, split your pointer and your middle finger on the top tip of the football. The second thing we're going to do is apply pressure to the wrist. All right, so I'm pushing from the top tip of the football, applying pressure into my wrist. So if the ball's hit, I should be able to hold on to it, all right, with a pretty firm grip. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place the bottom tip of the football into the inside portion of the bicep. All right, that's my second point of pressure. Okay, so I got top tip to the wrist, inside part of the bicep. All right, the last thing is I'm going to bring my elbow up towards the sternum. I'm going to squeeze my elbow up towards my sternum. My hand's going to come to my chin. What this allows me to do is keep my forearm in between the defender and the football. Okay, the theory behind that, keeping my elbow up, is I'm going to close the window so that the ball can't be seen from a defender chasing me from behind. All right, so traditionally the ball was held this way, where there's an open window from behind. A defender can come up and club. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to keep that elbow up high, close the window, secure the football to the front side. All right, remember always keeping that forearm in between me and any defender, two hands in traffic. Okay, now our mindset behind carrying the football is I'm always going to have two hands on the football in traffic. Okay, now and I never want to switch hands. Anytime I'm in traffic, anytime I'm in the box, I'm never going to switch hands when I'm carrying the ball. All right, and what I tell my guys, all right, is this hand is for carrying the football. Okay, so anytime I got the ball in this hand, this elbow squeezed up, I'm not going to be rocking the cradle. I'm going to use this left arm to run. All right, in the hand that's carrying the football, that arm is used for carrying the ball. So I'm sacrificing half of my upper body to always ensure that I'm holding on to the ball. Okay, never put the ball in jeopardy. Don't rock the cradle. Just squeeze that thing and make sure it's secure. All right, again, I'll always be working with that opposite side arm. Okay, so really want to be violent with my upper body, but I'm only using one hand. All right, this one's for carrying the ball, this one's for running. All right, first drill we're going to go through today is a bag drill. This will be the first drill we start with each and every day. Basically just a footwork and agility drill. All right, forcing you to stand up tall, pick your knees up, and play on the balls of your feet. And what's the ball of your foot? It's where your big toe meets your foot. All right, that's the balls of our feet. Okay, so anytime we're doing these bags, I want to see you stand up tall, and in any drill we do, just like we were talking about ball security, I'm always going to keep my elbow up towards the sternum, squeezing a hand to the chin, high and tight. All right, so in all these drills, I want to see perfect ball security. Okay, in the bag drill, we'll start out. We'll go left foot first. All right, first guy's going to step up. You're going to stay square. Your hips and your shoulders are going to be pointing straight ahead the whole time. You're only going to be working your feet. I'm going to give a whistle. I'll blow the whistle. I'll be standing over here towards the end. As I finish through the bags, I'm going to be standing towards the end, and I'm going to give you a direction. There's two cones. All right, you're either going to turn, throw your elbow, and finish towards the left cone, or you're gonna finish straight ahead, sprinting straight ahead. And oftentimes what I like to do is I like reactive movements in my drill. I like to be standing there and give you a movement. That way you have to translate what you see with your eyes and translate that to your feet. Okay, so we're always thinking on the move, and that's just something that we like to mix in there when we're going through individual drills. So, as I step up here, we'll go left foot first. All right, I'm gonna get in that stance I talked about. Feet directly underneath my hips. Shoulders and hips square. All right, I got that ball locked in tight. Elbow up, hand to the chin. I'm gonna work with this opposite side arm. All right, so I hear the whistle blow. I'm gonna go left foot, follow with my right foot. Left foot, follow with my right foot, all the way through. Full speed, it should look something like this. Okay, coach, I'm gonna give you a reactive movement at the end, okay? So I'll be pointing here. As soon as you finish off the bags, I'm going boom there, or boom here, okay? So we're finishing left or straight ahead. All right, what we'll do is we'll flip it back around. We'll go right foot, okay? So we'll get left foot, right foot, and that's the first drill. Okay, the next drill next thing we got is a triangle drill. All right, running backs. As you go through and as you learn, the more and more you play the game is each play is different. Throughout the course of a play, you might accelerate, decelerate, re-accelerate. You never know what's going to happen. All right, so the next drill, triangle drill, is a drill where we really try to create extreme angles, all right, to make it difficult for you to decelerate your feet and accelerate your upper body. Okay, so as we go through here, just pay attention to that. Really what I'm looking for is I want to see you comfortable, sinking your hips, lowering your center of gravity, and being balanced as I get around these cones. All right, and what we'll start out doing here, okay, we're going to start out at the first cone. All right, I'm going to be in a good athletic stance. All right, I'm just going to be in my running back stance. Okay, feet underneath my hips. All right, coach is going to blow the whistle. Again, same thing with the ball. Elbow up, hand to the chin. And that's another good point. As far as ball security, since this drill has extreme angles, you're going to want to rock the cradle. So what I'm looking for in this drill is can the running back keep his elbow in tight, high and tight? Can he keep the hand to the chin? Is he taking care of the football? Is he being violent with that opposite side arm? Is he sinking? Is he bringing his shoulders underneath his toes and controlling his body? It's all about balance. Again, accelerate. And I want to see you burst to the first cone, get your feet in the grass, accelerate the upper body, decelerate the lower body, re-accelerate around the cone. So this is stop, go, stop, go. Starting out in my running back stance. I'll hear a whistle. I'm going to fire out. I'm going to sink my hips at the cone. I want to fit tight around this cone. I'm going to accelerate that upper body, keeping my elbow up. I'm going to flip my hips all the way back around. I'm going inside that cone. Second cone, I'm coming outside. I'm going to plant my outside foot. So, again, bringing my shoulders up, down over my toes, sinking my hips, planting the outside foot, and I'm pushing off. Again, sinking my hips, going inside, accelerating the upper body, flipping the hips, finishing through the first cone. Okay, so full speed. We're going to go inside the cone, outside foot plant, inside the cone, finish. Inside, outside, inside. Should look like this. Coach blows the whistle. And then finishing all the way through, making sure the whole time squeezing the football, elbow up, hand to the chin, really trying to squeeze tight around every cone. We'll go to the left side twice, to the right side twice. We'll always switch arms, working left arm, right arm, so we get used to carrying the football both ways. Okay, this next drill is a W drill. All right, this is our deceleration drill. So we're working on bursting out, hitting the brakes, completely stopping, all right, and maintaining our balance. What we're gonna do, just like a regular W, we're always sprinting straight ahead. Again, same running back stance, feet underneath my hips. I'm gonna fire out on the whistle, okay? I'm gonna go full speed sprint, okay? Same thing with the ball. Ball security, elbow up, hand to the chin. I'm gonna sprint to this first cone. I'm gonna plant. All right, I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna have my outside foot up, okay? So as I go through here, it should be left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. Working deceleration. So whistle blows. I'm gonna sprint. I got my left foot up, okay? My shoulders are over my toes, my hips are down. All right, I'm waiting for the next whistle. Next whistle sound. Full speed sprint. Now my right foot's up. Okay, so I'll go left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, all the way to the finish, and we're going off whistles. Again, this is working deceleration. I want to see you burst out and then hit the brakes without losing your balance. Just learning how to control our body, all right, teaching ourselves how to stop. All right, we'll finish all the way through the last cone. That's our W drill, deceleration. Okay, the next thing we got is our box drill, okay, which is gonna work pass protection, all right? Working on our feet, all right, proper pass protection technique. So there's always gonna be two guys. There's only me out here today, but just listen so you get the basic idea of what we're trying to do, all right? We'll have two lines. It'll be a defender on this side, a running back on this side. I'm always gonna put you on a line, okay, and there's a reason for that. We're gonna be playing what you call a cliff technique. This is what I call a cliff technique. All right, and the number one thing, the first thing we got to realize when we're pass protecting is that space is not our friend. Okay, the more distance between me and the defender, the more that's going to allow him to do. Okay, it's going to play into his favor. So the reason why I put you on a line is I want to see you take the line. All right, I want to see you close space. Close the space that's between you and the defender. All right, so I'll have my running back right here, defender's over here. I'll blow the whistle. I want to see you accelerate up and take the line and set your feet. Okay, once you set your feet, all right, you'll be playing the cliff technique I was talking about. And what that means is once I set my feet at running back, okay, I'm not going to be wide. Again, my feet are right here, directly underneath my hips, shoulder width apart. Okay? In the cliff technique, that means that if I lunge forward, I fall off the cliff. If I retreat, I fall off the cliff. So I'm going to be working a linear plane. I'm going to be working side to side. All right? I'm going to teach you how to do that. The first thing that I'm going to coach is feet. All right? Anytime I'm pass protecting, it's always feet before hands. If I'm ever in this position right here, the defender is blitzing and I'm reaching out with my hands, then I'm beat. That's a defeated position. So I always got to set my feet. As I step up, all right, I'm closing space. I take the line. My eyes are right here on the midsection of the defender, right there on his belly button. Okay, as he moves, if he moves to the right, I'm going to step with my outside foot. I'm just going to flip at the ankle. So I'm going to step with my outside foot, and it's going to be followed by my left foot. All right, so if he's going to the right, I step with the right foot. Okay, so that's what I'll have you do. The defender will come up, and he'll run left. He'll run right. He'll run left. The whole time, you should be working outside foot lead. He comes over here, outside foot lead. Comes back over here, outside foot lead. I'm keeping my feet underneath my hips. I never want to step inside my base, and I never want to step outside my base. I have no power, okay? Always keeping power in my base. And this is the basic rule. I got an 18-inch circle around my feet. If I step outside that base, okay, and that's what we call a base. If I step outside that base, I'm overextended. There's no power in my hips. If I step inside the base, all right, I'm going to get bull rushed and lose my feet. So balance is critical. Leverage is the most important thing. Feet before hands, okay? So as the defender comes, I'm leading with the outside foot and I'm just working the line. Working the line. I'm not giving ground. I'm not lunging forward. I got my eyes back. Don't lean forward and look at the ground. And then all of a sudden he's pulling you and you're beat. Okay, so my eyes are up. Okay, my weight's on the inside balls of my feet. I'm leading with that outside foot step. He comes over here, outside foot, following with the backside foot. Right there, just working side to side. Okay, now, moving to the upper body, okay? We already got feet before hands. You know what to do with your feet. All right, my upper body, I'm always gonna lead with my inside hand, okay? So say the defender, I set my feet, the defender moves here. I never want to lead with the outside hand because he has a coach too, and what he's taught is to club and rip, okay? So we're never going to expose the outside hand and just get clubbed and beat to the outside. You always want to work with the inside hand. So the first day, and when you guys start out doing this, if you're new to this, go ahead and just take that outside hand out of the equation. Okay, so I'm going to step up, same rules with my feet. I'm working inside arm. So I'm working outside foot, inside arm. Defender moves here, inside arm, okay? And this is just a basic mirror drill. Working on leverage, working on footwork, staying square to the defender. All right, working feet before hands. I want to block the defender with my body presence, okay? It's just really important that you accelerate those feet, all right? You focus on the midsection of the defender and you try to block him with your body presence, staying square, all right? And know this, you better keep your feet underneath your hips. You are about to absorb a blow, okay? So it kind of plays into the fact, if I'm overextended, I'm gonna get ran over. If I'm inside my base, I'm gonna get ran over. So make sure you got the weight on the inside balls of your feet, all right? You got your hips cocked, coiled back, all right? And I'm working side to side. As soon as I engage, I gotta be ready to take a blow. So just make sure you have plenty of power in your hips and you're able to do that, okay? So that's the basic technique. Feet before hands, inside arm, always working a linear plane, side to side on the line. That's something that we'll work every single day. I can't tell you how important pass protection is. That's something we're gonna get good at. And this is a basic drill as far as fundamentals that you can get down. If you work on this, it's only gonna make you a better football player, okay? So one, take the line, all right? Close space, take the line. Second is feet, all right? Feet before hands, always leading with the outside foot, keeping my feet directly underneath my hips. Don't step inside my base, don't step outside my base. All right, as soon as I got the feet down, now I'm working my upper body. All right, I'm never gonna lead with the outside hand. I'm always going inside hand to the breastplate. Inside hand to the breastplate. All right, so that's how I'm gonna work. Outside foot, inside arm. All right, blocking him with my body presence, staying square, working a linear plane side to side. And that's our box drill. Okay, this next drill is what we call our jump drill. All right, and it's gonna simulate our jump cut in relation to our inside zone play. All right, so you're basically gonna step up, all right? You're gonna be in that running back stance we talked about, feet underneath the hips, no wider than shoulder width apart, always keeping our feet inside that base. This is teaching you to move and keep your feet inside that base we talked about. Don't wanna click my heels to step inside my base, don't wanna step outside that base. So as we go through, running back will step up. See that ball? Be holding the football. I'm gonna stay square to the first bag. All right, my hips and shoulders are gonna stay square, pointing straight ahead the whole time. I'm gonna flip at the ankle. So as I start, coach is gonna blow a whistle. I'm gonna flip at the ankle. If I'm going to the left, I'm gonna lead with my left foot. All right, I'll also plant on that outside foot as I go back to the right. So just pay attention to the feet. Seek your hips, good athletic stance on the whistle. I'm gonna lead with that outside foot. Outside foot, I'm gonna plant on the outside foot, come right back, stand square the whole time, square the whole time. As soon as you're done and you're through the bags, I'm gonna be standing at the end. All right, there's 3 cones. Again, trying to put in a reactive movement into our drill. So I'm gonna point to the right. You will flip your hips. All right, turn towards the cone, sprint 5 yards through the cone. Always finish all the way through. You'll either go to the left, straight ahead, or to the right, all right? Depending on where coach points. Good job. Okay, the next drill we're gonna go through is what we call the lift drill. All right, involves 2 guys. We'll have a defender and a running back. All right, this is teaching you to bring your feet, all right, and to be balanced at the point of contact, teaching you to run through tackles. So we'll go to the left and to the right. Right now I'm gonna start out to the left. All right, I'm the running back, he's the defender. The defender, he is just gonna get into a 2-point stance, put his hands on his knees, all right, and bring his shoulders down. He will stay still the whole time. What I'm going to do, like I said, I'm gonna start out to the left. I'm gonna engage the defender. I'm gonna attack half the man. All right, anytime you're running, you wanna attack half the man. All right, so I'm running towards the left shoulder tip or the right shoulder tip. In this case, I'm going to the left. What I'm gonna do, as I engage the defender, I'm gonna sink my hips. I'm gonna plant on the outside foot. I'm gonna put my right shoulder on his right shoulder, underneath. I wanna get pad under pad. I wanna hit the defender on the rise. All right, I wanna finish with a forearm shoulder blow, sprinting all the way through that last cone. Okay, this is our lift drill. Running back steps up. I'm gonna run. I'm always gonna carry the ball with my outside hand. I'm gonna run up. Okay, I'm gonna plant that outside foot. I'm gonna get my shoulder underneath his shoulder. I'm gonna uncool my hips and hit him on the rise. I'm gonna get my pads underneath his pads. So my eyes are up, planting that outside foot. I'm gonna engage the defender. I'm gonna uncool my hips, finish with a forearm shoulder blow, and run straight through. So full speed, it should look something like this. In pads, it'll be a little bit different. Okay, the next drill we'll do is a sideline drill, and it complements the lift drill. All right, it's just 3 lift drills in a row. Still working on planting that outside foot. As I engage the defender, I want to have both of my feet planted on the ground. All right, I want to have my shoulders square. Again, getting my pad, my right shoulder underneath his right shoulder. I want to hit that defender on the rise, following with the forearm shiver, keeping my balance, accelerating, recooling my hips on the next defender, and repeating the process as I go. Okay, if you're on scout team here and you're trying to give us a look, what you're going to do is you're going to be holding the pad. And how we do this, you're going to grab the very bottom of the pad. All right, as the running back comes, you're going to keep your chin up and your eyes up, and you're just going to step, take 2 steps, and give him your chest. All right, that way you're staying square. He can work on getting his pad level down, and it's not a big mess. All right, so make sure when you're in there, give us a good look. Make sure you're holding that dummy at the bottom. Just stand up tall. Give him 2 good steps and a good push. Want to lean on him with your body. All right, so if I'm the running back here, I'm going to start out on the cone, as you'll see. I'm going to engage the first defender, planting the outside foot, hitting the defender on the rise, forearm shiver, recoil, accelerate to the next defender. I'm staying in bounds, just working on balance, working on leaning into the defender, and being able to absorb a blow while keeping my feet. Always hold the ball with my outside hand. All right. Making sure as I go through here, we're gonna we'll alternate the exchange. We'll go our outside inside zone exchange as we get the ball and engage the defender. Okay, so we can always alternate and work different exchanges as we enter through the drill. Okay, starting with our inside zone play, I'm going to talk about footwork. All right, our alignment on inside zone, which we're going to go over here in a minute in a little more detail. But just so you get the idea before we get started, our alignment on inside zone, we're going to be aligned. Our inside foot is going to be on the outside foot of the guard. Our heels are going to be at 6 yards. All right, alignment is critical. Anytime we're running inside-outside zone, it's a rhythm play. Okay, so it's important that I take my on-snap footwork. My first step has to be consistent every time. We're telling that quarterback that no matter what running back's in the game, he's going to be taking the same step. He's going to be in the same place at the same time every time we run the play. Creating consistency in the mesh is going to allow us to take care of the football. All right, so that's what we're looking for. The inside zone. All right, I'm going to get my stance, feet underneath my hips. All right, all I'm going to do on the snap is I'm going to take a 45-degree step. It's going to be a 6-inch step, 45 degrees. My toe is going to be aiming at the backside hip of the center. That's my aiming point on the inside zone. And again, I'll go into a little more detail as to why we do that. And understand this. I'm going to track the backside hip of the center. Okay, I'm going to track the backside hip of the center, but the center will be moving. All right, so I always got to be aware of how the play is developing. I'm going to press the heels of the line of scrimmage. Again, we'll talk about that here in a second. So first thing we'll do, when we're installing a day one inside zone is we're gonna go over footwork. I'm gonna get you in a line, get you in a good functional stance, gonna blow a whistle. Bam, I'm taking that 6-inch step, toes right there to the butt cheek of the center, backside hip of the center. That's my aiming point. That's the first step on the inside zone. All right, as I take that step, that 6-inch step, I'm gonna present my hands, okay? Obviously the arm closest to the quarterback is gonna be the arm that's up. All right, my elbow's high so I don't knock the ball out of the quarterback's hand. All right, the opposite side arm is gonna work as a backstop. All right, so as the quarterback places the ball into the pocket, this ball is gonna work as a backstop, and I'm gonna be able to secure the football as it's handed to me. Okay, so first step, 6 inches, I'm gonna present the hand. By the second step, the ball should be in my stomach. I should be still on my path, tracking the backside hip of the center. Okay, this is our jump cut drill, all right? And this is working really our inside zone play, what we call Indy, all right? Be black Indy if we're going right, or black or blue Indy if we're going right, white and gold Indy if we're going left, all right? Just so you get familiar with our terminology. All right, as we just talked about, I'm gonna go through that initial footwork. I'm gonna take the 6-inch step. All right, I'm gonna present my hands right here. Coach is gonna be my quarterback. All right, you'll see the mesh occur. All right, I'm gonna be tracking the backside hip of the center. That's our aiming point, okay? It's important. All right, every single time we run the inside zone, our #1 goal at running back is to attack the heels of the line of scrimmage. All right, knowing that that center in the line of scrimmage is going to move. All right, so if we're going inside zone to the right, all right, the line will be moving to the right. So the center's hip is going to move, and we got to track that hip as it moves. We move with the hip, all right? So if we're running inside zone, in this case, we're running it to the right. We're going to be reading this thing from left to right. Anytime you're running inside zone, your big runs are going to come on the cutback. All right, so if I'm going to the right, I'm going to make sure I'm stepping on the heels of the line of scrimmage, but I'm gonna be reading cutback, which is to the left, all right? And I can fall into the front side A if the cutback is not there, all right? The reason why we wanna step on the heels of the line of scrimmage is we want the second level defenders to commit, all right? Our second coach is acting as a linebacker in this drill. As I engage, all right, I go through the mesh, I get the ball, I attack the heels of the line of scrimmage. He's gonna commit to the right. Go ahead, coach. He's committing to his gap responsibility on play side. As he commits, I'm gonna decelerate my feet. All right, I'm gonna keep my feet square. I'm gonna jump cut. All right, so as I go through, all right, I take my step. I'm coming through. As he commits, I'm gonna set my feet. My feet are gonna be square underneath my hips. I'm gonna shuffle. I'm jump cutting. I want to keep my shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. So as I pass the line of scrimmage, I give myself a two-way go. I never want to limit my options and turn my shoulders and allow a second level defender to inside out the ball. All right, so basically we're just going to get our feet underneath our hips as we engage the line of scrimmage. All right, shuffle, staying square. Once I get outside the cone, I'm accelerating through the back cone. This is our inside jump cut drill. Here we go. Black, go. Black, go. Okay, the second scenario. All right, I take my steps. I'm attacking the heels of the line of scrimmage. The backside cut is not there, it's cloudy, all right? As I track the backside hip of the center, what that's gonna allow me to do is if the backside cut is not there, if I keep my shoulders square, it's gonna allow me to fall into the front side A gap. All right, so coach is gonna commit to the backside. I'm gonna fall this time into the front side A gap, okay? Reading from left to right. Jump cut or cutback's not there, I'm gonna fall into the front side. Black, go. Okay, next thing I'm going to talk about is our footwork on the outside zone, what we call Omaha. All right, it's a little bit different play. This is an outside zone stretch play, really working lateral. All right, so we're gonna be in that same stance. The first step that I'm gonna take is a rhythm step. All right, it's important when we go inside outside zone, that first 6-inch step is patient. All it is just a first step, just to give you something to do with your feet so that you're aiming the same place. Your aiming point is consistent every time we run the play. Our alignment, all right, on outside zone is gonna be heels at 5 yards. We're gonna be a little bit wider, gonna be foot to foot with the tackle. So I'm gonna be 5 yards, heels at 5 yards, foot to foot with the tackle. All right, same stance. My footwork is gonna change. My first step is gonna be what we call an open step. All I'm gonna do is pick up my foot, all right, and point my toe towards the sideline. That's the first step, all right, an open step. So as I go here, first day, again, on the whistle, I'm gonna line you up. All we're gonna do is open step. Whistle blows, bam, right there. Bam, just opening up, pointing that toe to the sideline, that's the first step. All right, after that, all right, our second step is gonna be a crossover step. Once we take our open step, we're gonna cross over, all right, we're gonna turn our shoulders to the sideline. We're gonna be perpendicular to the line of scrimmage. All right, on our second step, we should have our hands up. All right, we're ready for the mesh to occur. The quarterback will be at 5.5 yards. He'll be out of your way, okay, so you can keep your shoulders square and run the line. I'm gonna give you a place to put your eyes. We're gonna read our outside zone. We'll have a first read and a second read. I'll go over that in detail here in a little bit. But that's our first 2 steps. Okay, we're gonna open, crossover, my hands are exposed. All right, my inside elbow is up, backside elbow working as the backstop, same as the inside zone. That's my first 2 steps. This next drill is the first drill and the first step of us running the outside zone, okay? This will be a drill in which we're gonna work the footwork I just talked about. We'll take our open step, our crossover step, and really, we're adding this hoop, okay? Because I wanna see you get comfortable accelerating while you're running in a circle, okay? Accelerating, and what I mean by that, okay, is I'm gonna start out over here, okay? I'm gonna go through my exchange with the quarterback. Okay, as I go, all right, we're gonna be reading the outside zone, so I'm gonna have a place for your eyes, all right? I want you to be patient on the outside zone. Once you read it, all right, it's important that you turn your shoulders and get back square to the line of scrimmage, so we're gonna work on that right here. As I bring the ball up, all right, and I'm running the hoop, I wanna shorten that inside foot. I wanna turn my head. It's kinda like running a 200 in track. I wanna shorten this inside foot. I'm gonna be holding the ball with the outside hand. I wanna accelerate with that upper body. I wanna lean with my head. My whole body's leaning inside. I really wanna hug this hoop, stay as tight to the hoop as possible. So I'm just gonna be accelerating that inside arm, leaning, running all the way around. I'm just gonna finish through the cone. All right, just practice accelerating while I'm running through a circle. I want your hips to get comfortable running at an arc, all right? Because this is the zone path that we're talking about when we run Omaha. All right, so here it is right here. I'm lined up, foot to foot with a tackle as we talked about. Taking my open, crossover, my hands are up. Black, go. Okay, in the first hoop drill, we're really trying to create an extreme angle. All right, trying to get you comfortable running in a circle. All right, now we'll drill, okay? So it's still gonna involve the hoop. We're still gonna be stretching it out and reading it, but what we're gonna concentrate on here is getting our shoulders from perpendicular, flipping our hips and getting our shoulders back square to the line of scrimmage so we get a 2-way go on the defender. Okay, as we go through this, we flip our hips, we run the hoop, we're gonna attack the line of scrimmage downhill. Again, getting our shoulders square to the line of scrimmage, giving ourselves a 2-way go on the defender. All right, this is a safety in space, a cut the shoulder drill out in space once we get through the hoop. All right, so my defender, as I go through the second set of cones there, he's gonna come to the outside, you're gonna cut his inside shoulder and go score. Starting from the beginning. Black, go. Okay, talking about our Omaha reads, our outside zone reads. All right, I'm gonna give you something Every time we run this play, you're going to be looking at something very specific, and one of three things are going to happen, okay? We're going to talk about a bounce read, all right? We'll talk about a bang read. We're going to talk about a bend read, okay? As we line up, our first read is going to be the first guy head up or outside the tackle. In most cases, it's going to be a defensive end, okay? Our second read is going to be the nearest down lineman, all right? So the second defensive lineman on the line of scrimmage, that'll be our second read. All right, the first scenario, okay, ball snap, all right? As soon as the ball snap and I take my open step, my eyes go to my first read as soon as the ball snap. The first read in the first scenario, this is a bounce read. I'm the tackle. The tackle fires off. Nope. The tackle gets hat placement on the defensive end. Okay, that means his feet, his hat is outside his hat. All right, his feet are outside. This guy is reached. All right, he is no longer running to the sideline. He has been reached. That is a bounce read. We're going to take the ball outside. All right, so as I run the hoop and declare myself, I want to get my shoulder square. I want to rub the hip of the tackle, fitting tight off all blocks. This will be the first scenario. Be a gun right here. This is a bounce read. Here we go. Black, black, go. That really hardly makes sense because you almost need a tackle.
You want me to do that?
Just walking through it again as we go and get into practice. We'll have a quarterback. We'll have enough guys to man this drill. Just so you get a look again at a bounce read. I'm going to be the running back already with the football in hand. I'm going to be reading this tackle. This is a bounce read again. You'll see coach is going to get outside hat placement. All right, his feet are going to be outside that tackle, and he will be pinned inside. Here we go. Black, black, go. Here we go. Good, just making sure I'm fitting tight off all blocks. So I really want to stretch that thing as far as I can. As soon as my first read is reached and has declared itself reached, I'm going to flip those hips, go straight downhill. I want to rub paint off that tackle's hip. I really want to fit tight so I can use the sideline to my advantage. Okay, all right now. Okay, the second scenario is a bang read. All right, in this case, all right, I'm gonna have to read my second read, all right, which is the second down lineman. My first read on the snap of the ball. He's fighting hat placement. He's running. He's running for hat placement, working into the C gap. All right, my second read as I go. My second read is reached. Okay, so he's pinned down inside. So the ball's gonna hit inside the first read and outside the second read. This is a bang read. First read's running, second read is reached. Here we go. Black, black, go. Okay, third scenario. My first read is running. All right, on the snap of the ball, my first read's running, fighting for hat placement, and my second read is running, fighting for hat placement. So the ball's gonna bend all the way back and hit behind my second read. Here we go. Black, black, go. Good. All right, just talking about my thought process when I'm going through my reads on the outside zone. All right, as I step up, as we talked about earlier, I'm gonna be foot to foot with the tackle. What you guys have to understand is that this play is all about rhythm and timing. All right, we don't wanna hit the point of attack until the defender is engaged and he is running with the block. All right, so if you go too soon and you're impatient, the defender's just gonna throw the offensive guy off and make the tackle. So this play is more about timing. I want you to be patient. I really want you to stretch it. I want you to identify your read. And then once you declare yourself downhill, flip your hips and accelerate through the line of scrimmage. All right, this is my thought process as I'm going through. As I line up on the snap of the ball, I'm taking my open step. I'm crossing over. As I go through, I'm gonna grab the ball from the quarterback. My eyes, as soon as I snap the ball, my first step, I should have an idea of what my first read is doing. As I pass the quarterback, my eyes should be cutting to the second read. On my fifth step, which is 2 steps past the quarterback, I should be able to make my decision. All right, so 2 steps past the quarterback, All right, I should be able to read first, second read, and then I'm going to declare myself however it works out.